So this is Harry Schneider. He works for, I believe it was Allied Financial Solutions.
That is correct.
Yeah, so you were just going to talk a little bit about that and everything, right?
That is correct.
All right. Well, I'll let you take it away. And I'm sorry I butchered that intro.
Okay, guys. Uh, First of all, I have to admit this is my first Zoom conference. I should have had more, I guess, during this pandemic. It certainly has been a challenging year for all of us. And so let me just tell you who I am and what we are. I'm Harry Schneider. I'm president of Allied Financial Solutions. It's a family-owned operation. We've been serving the rental industry, or I personally been serving the rental industry since 1976. So I'm a seasoned veteran in this. I first worked for a company called American Equipment Leasing, which was AEL. We were the largest lender to the rental industry at that time. And I ran that division for AEL until City Capital bought us. And then after City Capital bought us, right before 9/11 of 2001, so that impacted City Capital and every bank and every institution. So shortly after that, they decided to close down anything except the bank, and all the leasing companies and lending companies and finance arms were closed. They released me of my non-compete, let me keep all of my customer, my 800 number, everything. I went out on my own in 2002 and been out there all by ourselves since then. My son JR joined me in 2003, and we are still the largest independently owned and family owned lender to the rental industry to this date. We kept the tradition of AEL alive. And again, I'm veteran, and then we are veteran owned and operated and family owned and operated. And that's why our service is probably second to none. We've been offering programs through Tent and Table on December 1st, believe it or not. I just found that out yesterday. Will be our 10th anniversary of offering these special programs through Tent and Table. And what are the strengths of someone like myself and our company? We have an industry knowledge that is beyond compare. Why? Because we specialize in the rental industry. That's all we do. We don't finance for other industries at this time, only the rental industry. We use our internal funds to finance 60% of what we finance during a year's time. That means we use our equity and our local bank line in order to finance it. So you're dealing with us 60% of the time directly with us. The larger transactions, we have 5 major banks that support us who will buy larger transactions from us. I'm talking about $100,000 or above. So most of the smaller transactions, like we do with Tent and Table, are all handled right here in office at Ally Financial. And we provide quick and easy service. I think that's what everybody looks for, especially at trade shows. When you're looking to buy something at that trade show and you come to our office or our booth there at the trade show, you expect to get an answer pretty quickly. And even at the trade show, we try to get the same day response to you. And normally within an hour, we get an approval. Why is that? Because we're making the decisions ourselves. We here, my son or me, we're making the decision, and we can get it to you very quickly. Now, let's talk about the procedures, how easy it is. Now, some of you might have done business with us before, so you know how easy it is to do business with us. But I'm just going to go through a quick little guideline here of what we do. First, you determine the size of your order with Tent and Table. Normally, and I'll give you numbers if you need numbers, everything like that. But normally, your sales rep there at Tent and Table, if they know that you are wanting their finance through Allied Financial Solution, what they normally do is send me an email immediately with your order attached, telling me that this person would like to initiate the application and get approved for financing for Tent and Table products. We also have a website. We have a toll-free number that you can call at any time. I'll give you that right now. It's 800-543-4561. Our website is allied-financial-solutions.com. And our email address and everything else will be on that website. And if you just want to contact us at any time, we finance all different types of products, not just tent and table. But for 10 years, we've had this special program with tent and table. But if you want to add other items, if you're buying other items at the show, whether it's for party or construction, dishes, whatever tent and table might not be able to sell to you, you can add that into your financing package here with Allied Financial Solutions. We take the application from you. That's how we get started. We get a credit application from you. And like I said, normally within an hour, we'll have an answer for you. If we're backlogged with applications, it might take a little bit longer, but never more than 24 hours before we get a decision back to you. After we give you the approval, we'll let Tent and Table know that you are approved. And what Tent and Table will do is finalize your order. Once they finalize your order, they will create an invoice. They will send that invoice to here at Allied Financial. We take that invoice. We determine from you what term you want it on that. We'll set up documents and we email those documents to you. And generally, if you want ACH, we can go ahead and have you email that back to us, and we can take the first payment out of your fund and the documentation fee. The documentation fee is normally $250. Once we have the documentation back and everything is signed, and Tent and Table requires that we have all this back in order for them to make a commitment to put that order together and ship it to you, we have to have the documentation back in place. Once we do that, we notify Tent and Table that we have the documents and it's okay to ship the product. They then will process your order and ship the product to you, and they send us a notification that your product has been shipped. We will verify with you that you've received that product and it's okay to pay Tent and Table. We pay Tent and Table, then your normal payments and principal and interest payments begin at that time. It's that easy, and it's been a real smooth transaction since we started 10 years ago with Tent and Table. The people there, your sales rep there, understand our program. They know how to get things started for you, and they're just as anxious as you are to get the product to you. A lot of times, I know from experience over the years with the Tent and Table people, sometimes you get an event that's coming up and you got awarded that contract and you need the product as quickly as possible. Thus, that's why we set it up so easily for you to get approved, get the documentation, get it back to us, and get that product shipped to you as quickly as possible. Some other facts about us is that we normally do require personal guarantees. I'll tell you that up front. We back all of our loans with our banks, with our personal guarantees, and we expect people to do the same. There are some exceptions to that with some estate planning, etc. Some people are not allowed personal guarantee. We understand that, and we'll do the best we can to move forward without that. Our terms are normally, as you might know from Tent and Table's programs with us, 12 months to 60 months. At Tent and Table, they are kind enough to pay some of the interest for you or all of the interest for you, which makes it very convenient for you to place your order, maximize your order, fit it right into your budget according to the payments, depending on the 12 months, 24, 36, 48, 60 months, depending on how much you're buying, how much you can afford to pay per month. You can fit that right into your budget and you can afford to pay things. It normally helps our customers financing to be able to purchase a little bit more because they don't have the cash right now to put out. But if you term it out over 12 to 60 months, you can generally purchase the products that you need and maybe a little extra for future. We have no early payoff penalty. I think that's one of the key things that a lot of our customers ask us, because there are a lot of financial institutions out there who charge you a penalty if you decide to pay off early. We do not have early payoff penalty. We understand that sometimes you get really good cash flow and you want to be able to just pay off that debt and not have that sitting out there on your mind anymore. No early payoffs here at Ally Financial Solutions. Again, we're family owned and operated, and we treat our business that way. We treat our customers that way. Lots of times we've helped customers get started in business because we understand the industry. We understand where they're coming from. We've made the first loan to many customers out there. We have one customer who we made a loan to who is now in the top Fortune 500. We were the first one to lend to them. I think it was 8 years ago, and now a Fortune 500 company. So we know the industry, we trust the people, and we make decisions generally with our heads, but a lot of times with our hearts. That's basically us. My son and I are here every day. Either he or I will answer the phone. You won't be put through an operator or anything like that. Your personal service. That's what we thrive on, and that's what we prevent to our customers. Okay, and I open it up to any questions or comments from you. I'm ready for you.
Okay. We are going to just give 1 second, I guess, for people to send in questions and stuff. The Facebook.
Can I chime in a little bit though, Matt?
Delayed. Yeah, go ahead.
So Harry, I know like we, at least at Tent Table, this is Colleen, by the way, long time no see.
Yeah.
We're wondering like, how has the whole pandemic and you know, how was that impacting, or how did it impact, or what do people need to be aware of surrounding, you know, financing during this kind of unprecedented time that we've been having?
Yeah, I have to tell you this much. When they first closed down the economy, all the party rental people contacted me, and they were all concerned. And of course, I was concerned. We generally finance internally about $7 to $8 million a year, and about 60% of that is to the rental party rental people. So we were really worried about the impact that it might have on us. But to this date, we have only one party rental person that is struggling severely. We have gotten probably more business for tents than we ever had in a year's time. Our party rental people, some of them are hooked up with the COVID-19 tents for hospitals, tents for restaurants, and we've had a really good year. We've had a really good year with Tent and Table. I think we're higher this year than we were the last 2 years. So I anticipated it was going to be brutal, and it was not. All of our lenders, we've continued to lend, and all of the banks that support us has continued to lend to the party rental industry and party. So we haven't had really any major impact, knock on wood.
Knock on wood for us too, Harry. That's what we found though too, that the companies that were able to pivot a little bit, most of them were okay. And obviously there was a greater need to borrow because the cash flow wasn't there, but everybody seems to have so far made it work. So that's good to hear. I hope everybody's encouraged hearing that. And we have a boatload more of tents that just came in. So if people are looking to continue to sort of make that change to tents, we're here for you. Harry's here for you.
Yeah, certainly to everyone in the Facebook chat, feel free to field questions yourself if you have any, because this would be a great time to get anything answered that you have. Oh, so we have the question, is there a minimum lending amount?
We really don't set that, especially in the party industry. We don't set a minimum. I know to get the special programs with Tent and Table, they want you to be a 10 $25,000, then that's, in order for them to participate and pay some of the interest down or pay all of the interest for you, that just makes sense that the order should be there. I have programs with other manufacturers for generators and things like that. In order to get their special programs, they sometimes make you order at least $25,000. So the $10,000 minimum that we have with Tent and Table is really low in order to get their special programs. And it pretty much, if you just bump your order a little bit, it pays for itself because in the savings that you have on the interest that Tent and Table pays for you. But there's no minimum for us. If you need only $5,000 in Tent and Table, it won't be on their special programs, but we'll give you the best rate that we can give you on it.
And the rates are good, guys. I believe if you refer back to the flyer, I can share it later today. But even if you're not doing the 0%, should you choose to go for a longer period or a lesser loan amount, the rates are still excellent compared to most of the other lenders out there. I'll make sure I share that stuff this afternoon, guys. The part of the flyer that tells you Harry's rates, his email is linked to his website, all that good stuff, so you guys can get connected. And like Harry was saying, if you have a sales rep that you already work with at Tent and Table, we're all super close with Harry. We'll email him your order. We'll help you get that facilitated. So, reach out to Pam, Tony, Jesus, whoever you normally work with. They know what to do. I'm not seeing anything else on Facebook, Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's anything that you...
Oh, okay. We just had
Oh,
one.
Matt Tersey, one of our guys had a good question. You read that one. Go ahead.
Yeah. With financing, are there any added insurance requirements on the equipment?
It's just the normal liability coverage that you have. We just generally ask that we get added on as a loss payee and additional insured. And I don't think there's any additional cost for that. At least I haven't heard. And I've been doing this, I've been doing this since 1976, and we've always required, we send you a form along with the documents that you fill out for us. We send it to your insurance agent, and they normally just send us what they call an accord, which is a document that just says that we're additional insured and loss payee in the event that the equipment is stolen or lost or destroyed.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're good. I guess the question that I would ask is, will we see you, Harry? They moved ARA to October, I think. Will we see you there?
Yeah, they did move it to October. I wasn't going to go in February. I just thought it was
okay
with the pandemic, but we'd be available here the whole time of the show, so it wouldn't matter. But yeah, we are we anticipate going to the show in October. That doesn't do a whole lot of good for us for the early part of the year. So, but we're going to be here, and anytime anyone needs anything. I mean, I have customers calling me today asking me if I'm going to still lend in 2021. Well, I've been lending all the way through the pandemic.
For sure.
We're ready.
And we used to only do the 0% and stuff like that during shows. And we found the same thing, Harry, that the demand is year round. You know what I mean? It's great to combine it with the show pricing, but depending on where people are climate wise, it's year round.
Yes. And again, almost all the vendors, if I only have one tent vendor that I have special programs with, that's Tent and Table. But all of my vendors years ago decided to go with the programs all year. They might have one real special program at the show, or they give a longer time at 0, but they always offer the 12 to 0, and they offer the special financing all the way through the year. I think it's not fair to customers who can't attend the shows and don't need the product until May. Maybe they need $25,000 in May. to not be able to take advantage of the special program. So I think it's really kind and generous of Tent and Table to offer that program all year long.
Well, thank you. We think you're very kind and generous as well.
Yeah, we get along really well. Tent Table and Ally Financial Solutions, I think it's probably the best vendor relationship there is, because we are friends besides being business associates.
I know. I just messaged Mark and Brett that we're having our 10-year anniversary, and they were pretty excited. So I'm glad we got you on.
Yeah.
Matt, I'll let you wrap up if you're ready, bud.
Yeah, I guess I was hoping we'd get more questions in, but I mean, you must have done a good job explaining everything. So there wasn't a lot of questions.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, I want to thank. Oh, hang on. I think we just did get one more. Justin is asking what your favorite inflatable is, but he said you can't say the most expensive one.
Yeah, the most expensive one. You know what? They're all pretty pretty neat. I love coming to the show and watching them when they set them up, etc. And of course, I have some local people that we've lent to, and I've been able to see them when they set them up and at events. It's pretty nice. I have one tent vendor locally who sets up for the big race here at Turfway Park in Kentucky, the Spiral Stakes, which is a Derby prep race. And he's got a tent that is 2 stories, and we finance that for him, and he sets it up every year for them. So it's kind of nice to see what we lent to, these people to buy the equipment, seeing it set up and seeing the usefulness of it.
Oh, now the questions are coming in. We also just got asked by Nate, what are the requirements of getting a loan?
Okay, generally, we like to have a credit score of 6.75 or higher. We will make some exceptions again, because sometimes there are reasons why a credit score goes down. For instance, a person might be stocking up on equipment, and a lot of vendors are inquiring against them, and their credit score goes down because they have too many inquiries. That's something that we take into consideration. That's not anything derogatory in our mind if you're trying to grow your business. We generally want you to have 3 years in business. If you don't have 3 years in business, again, because we are a family-owned company, and because when I came out on my own, I had to rely on somebody to back me up. Sometimes we will help people get started, depending on the situation, their experience in the industry, etc. But normally it's 3 years in business, and the credit score is 6.75.
And then Rita's Party Rentals was asking, how long is the term for financing minimum requirement for TNT?
How long is the term? I mean,
yeah.
Matt, I have it somewhere. There's different ones. For the 0, it's a year.
Okay.
Give me a second and I'll show you. So I'll give you something you can hold up. Hang on. Here, you can keep talking. I'm just going to find our thing that spells out what
we got to, we have anywhere from 12 to 60 months with Tent and Table. It depends on the size of the order you want and how you want to fit it into your budget. And all the rates are very low, because they're, again, Tent and Table will participate to buy down the rate from our normal cost of funds, so that you get a better rate than I get from my bank. Okay, because I think the highest rate that we have is like 5.95%, and that's a 60-month term.
Okay.
Matt's going to pull up a page to the flyer, guys, and it has the rates on the bottom. We can take a peek at real quick.
Yeah, give me 1 sec.
Take your time, bud.
It. Something.
Oh wait, I'm muted. I'm talking to myself. Scroll down there to the bottom, Matt,
Oh, okay. Oh,
so that
So-
Miss Rita and everybody else can see. So these are the, when you do the minimum 10,000, those are the rates. If you do a lower loan amount, it's going to vary a little bit. But again, guys, you can see, like Harry said, that's better than the bank. You know, we might have people opting for the 24 or the 36 if there's still some insecurity about 2021. Most of the people that I have worked with have done the 12 months, but that was last year and previous years.
Yeah, that is correct, Colleen. I think 90% of the business that we get from Tent Table is at the 12 at 0. It's almost like inventory financing is what it is. You go out and you pay 1/12 of what you spent. Let's say you spend $12,000, you give us $1,000 a month instead of having to put the $12,000 out up front. And we're just an alternative to your bank. We don't want to replace your bank. But in a lot of cases, I can tell you this, a lot of cases, the customers that we have that come back to us year after year after year, we lend more money to them than their line of credit with their bank. Because one, we understand the industry better than anybody else. If a bank comes in and they've lent you $50,000, they want to see their equipment. If it's out on rental, they're nervous. If we come in for any reason and just to visit and you've got all of our equipment sitting there, we're nervous because we know you're not renting it. We know you're not getting revenue from it. And we know it's going to be difficult for you to pay us. So understanding the industry is the most important thing. And that's what we pride ourselves at.
all right. Well, it looks like our questions have stopped now. So I want to thank, of course, everyone that came in to watch this, and then also wanted to thank you, Harry, for coming and doing this with us, because we really appreciate you coming in, answering questions, and giving this presentation.
Yes, and if again, anyone's got any private questions for us, they can always call the 800-543-4561, and JR and I would be happy to answer them for you.
All right. Well, thank you.
Real quick, guys, I just popped up all the contact info. So there's the website, alliedfinancialsolutions.com. There's Harry's email. Like he said, JR is also super helpful. That's everything you need there. We used to fax the applications all the time. Now we email them.
Yeah.
That's all I got, though. We're ready to wrap when you guys are.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I appreciate the opportunity, Tent Table, giving us to do this presentation. And I hope it was informative. And I hope to do business with you soon.